Okay, I want to do a little survey here. When you get on social media, what percentage of the comments, of the engagement online, do you think are actual real human beings sharing their own authentic, organic opinions? What percentage do you think are trolls? What percentage do you think are bots? And of course, that doesn't even begin to get into how many of those are real human beings but are being paid to say certain things by corporate money, dark money, foreign money, government money, who knows what kind of money. Would you be surprised to know that about 51% of traffic online is all AI-driven bots? Nefarious bots as well, right? There was an article that came out in April of last year that talked about this, and I've been thinking about that article off and on ever since, especially as a social media creator. When I discuss certain topics, I notice a surge in bot comments, and you can tell who they're driven by. They're driven by AIPAC, they're driven by Russia, they're driven by MAGA, Elon Musk, like who is driving the messaging? And it's actually not just the alt-right, it's not just foreign interest. There have been a number of times where I've said things critical of the DNC on Blue Sky and on this platform in particular, and absolutely there are blue bots, I don't know what else you would call them, who sweep in. And I guess I just want to remind folks here, because we are living in a time where things are really tumultuous, where the stakes feel really high, everybody's emotions are really escalated, and I'm guilty of this too. It's really easy right now to fall for bot engagement in two different ways. Number one, you waste your time. You waste your time and your energy, and you let bot comments destroy your peace. Especially, I find on Facebook, it's really easy for my followers and sometimes for me to get into arguments and then realize, like, that's not actually a human being. What the hell am I doing? And the second thing is that you can get propagandized by those bots in a couple of different ways. One, everybody, no matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your political persuasion is, it doesn't matter if you're a real smart cookie, you are susceptible to propaganda. Everybody is susceptible to it. And the more time you spend on platforms where that propaganda is really pervasive, where bots are pushing a certain narrative, disinformation, you absolutely are susceptible to that. Right, you could become radicalized by those comments, but the other way that you're susceptible is that you can become demoralized by them. You can start to believe, like, this is the pervasive opinion in the United States. Like, everybody thinks this way. I'm in the minority. Gosh, America is just full of hateful people, and what they're saying, like, what if it's true? And what if I'm the only one who believes? Right, you can get in a little bit of a doom spiral, because that's what bot engagement is meant to do. It's either meant to indoctrinate you or it is meant to demoralize you. Likewise, bots can be used to drive up engagement on certain creators' posts, to push certain content in the algorithm by dropping supportive comments, using certain words, increasing engagement. And I think your average consumer of social media is not aware that these things are happening. I remember having a conversation with somebody quite a while ago about how, it's been a few years back, on YouTube, I realized that there were people who were like my peers, I want to say, who were buying subscribers. What? Your subscribers went up 50,000 in one day? Oh yeah, these are subscribers that you can purchase that are not authentic. They're largely purchased from India. And on YouTube, when you have certain numbers of subscribers, you kind of get a bump, you get a boost in the algorithm. So people will often purchase 25, 50,000 subscribers to get them to those different landmarks so that they are pushed in the algorithm more. But they're not real people. Those are not real human beings who are following them. It's not real content. And the same thing happens on other platforms where bot comments can help push a creator, push their messaging and their platform and help grow their platform and give them a larger share of, for example, the creator fund. I think right now it's really, really good for all of us to protect our peace and protect our energy and to have a healthy dose of skepticism when you see comments or engagement online. According to this study that came out back in April of last year, 37% of all internet traffic is driven by AI bots. It's approaching that dead internet theory. AI is becoming far more nuanced, far more sophisticated. And this piece in Cyberpress talks about how 55% of current bot attacks are described now as moderate or advanced. I was talking with one of my kids about this earlier today because I posted a picture on my YouTube. You can do a post that's not a video to update your followers. And it included me in a mask, a photo of me in a mask. I'm riding public transit, crowded public transit, a little metal tube, and I'm wearing a mask. And that post was full of comments from people people who don't follow me. Some of their accounts were just a couple of weeks old, who were all mocking, ridiculing, making fun of the fact that I was wearing a mask. And I'm like, does AI, I'm not technologically like particularly skilled. Does AI scan for photos online of people wearing masks and drop these comments? It was just weird to me how many bots descended. I didn't say anything in the text about wearing a mask, but it was a picture of me in a KN95. And rather than waste my energy arguing with those comments about like, oh, well, don't you care about public health? Oh, I'm not going to defend myself, just block, 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 block. I encourage you to do the same thing. We got a lot of work to do. We can't be propagandized by bots. We can't be demoralized by bots. We can't waste our time with bots. Then that brings me to this whole other kettle of fish over here. How many creators that you follow are being paid by who knows who? Dark money, corporate money, government money to promote ideas, and they don't have to disclose it. Expect social media creators to be authentic with you. These are our original ideas and opinions. If I am making sponsored content, I always say, this is a collaboration. I've been asked to speak about this topic. I'm not told what to say. I've just been asked to speak on a certain topic, like beef prices going up or coffee prices going up. Those are the things I generally talk about. And I always have a little tag at the bottom. And then the money that I earn from doing that kind of content, because I don't earn anything off of TikTok anymore. I made a video the other day saying I earn less than 1/100th of what I earned a year ago on TikTok. That collaborative content for me helps fund my charitable giving to the ACLU, to Indivisible, to Doctors Without Borders, a number of other PERC, a number of other organizations here in the Portland metro area in particular. People don't actually have to disclose if they're not hawking a product, if they're not sponsored to promote and sell you a product. If it's an idea, if it's a concept, then they don't have to disclose. Not to reopen that can of worms, but that's why I had a lot of concerns about Chorus and the lack of disclosure, the lack of transparency, because we assume social media creators are sharing their own opinions, right? And we know that Russia pays influencers an ungodly amount. We know Elon Musk and the whole MAGA ecosystem have paid far-right influencers just like a shit ton of money, right? There is big money, y'all, in being a MAGA grifter. And, you know, with MAGA, every accusation is a confession. So they love to say that Americans, regular people who are out protesting against what the regime is doing, are always paid actors. They know that we're not out there getting paid to defend democracy, but that's their little talking point, because every accusation is a confession. Did you know that ICE is spending 100 million of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars on their marketing strategy? Part of that is about recruitment and are like straight up traditional ads that will run on the radio, on Spotify, etc., even though Spotify has declined to renew that contract thanks to pressure from all of us. But a big chunk of it is for what is called content-based marketing. They specifically say that they're targeting Instagram, Substack, TikTok, YouTube, and elsewhere. According to the Washington Post, in a program that sounds a little bit like Chorus, online creators who are accepted into the program will receive $1,500 just for joining, and then they get paid to talk up ICE in their social media posts. It's that non-disclosed marketing. It's that I'm just talking up an idea. I'm sharing something that you think is my organic opinion, but I'm being paid, in this case, being paid our tax dollars from ICE to promote ICE terror. Not just like straight up recruitment, but just to say positive things about ICE. This is what I mean when I say that everything is it's really nefarious. It's frustrating for me as a creator, because I feel like I don't know whose content is organic. I don't know who's being paid by what dark money, what corporate money, what government money to say what. It's so hard. We don't know when we're being propagandized to, because there's no requirement for disclosure, something I've been shouting about for a long time. Social media creators need a code of ethics. Like journalists, we need disclosure like journalists. We need disclosure for ideas, anything we're being paid to promote that is not our own organic opinion, not just products that we are trying to sell. But we don't have that yet. We're never going to get that as long as Republicans are in power, as long as Citizens United is in place, and as long as people from the Democratic establishment are just as committed to preventing disclosure and utilizing this system of dark money to propagandize us, to push ideas onto us with this guise of it being organic, without having to tell us that it's not some creator's own original idea. So yeah, beware what you watch online, beware how you interact, and whether or not that might be a bot or whether it might be somebody who is paid by who knows what entity to try to convince you of something. After all, influencers are here to influence you.